first of all, I will like to go with Siju NP. Siju,
Hmm.
just please give a brief introduction about yourself, about your journey, whole things, a brief way. Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Shiju NP, and I'm from Kerala, Calicut. I have completed my diploma in 2019 from Government Polytechnic College, Chelagara. And after that, I completed my degree in Electronics and Communication, BTech in 2022 from RIT Kottayam. And I, in a part of that, I have completed projects on both VLSI and non-VLSI side. And in addition with that, I have good knowledge in digital electronics, Verilog, system Verilog, and UVM also.
So currently, are you working in some company or just doing some internship?
No, I'm not working in anywhere. I got offered from during my own campus, but due to recession, I think they are not getting giving the date of joining yet. Almost, yes. And also, I got offered from somewhere.
Okay.
Other somewhere.
Siju, you mentioned that you have done some projects in VLSI as well as non-VLSI. Would you like to please give us a brief introduction about your projects?
I will, some of the projects are include the basic projects like the design and verification of like sequence detector, FIFO, and both the synchronous and asynchronous are there. And the main major projects are include the two protocol projects are there like APP and UART. My both I done the verification through the entire system Verilog test bench as well as the UVM test bench also. At last, I done the projects on the UART protocol, design and verification through the UVM test bench.
Okay. So, what exactly the FIFO, the role of FIFO in VLSI and how it works in IC design process?
FIFO is kind of like things which what we are put into that FIFO we can get out in first. It's mainly use the place whereas the like clock domain crossing, and we want to make synchronization between two processes, and if they are lagging between sometimes in that kind of situation we are using the FIFO, and we can create the FIFO as per our the size of the FIFO we can implement as per our requirement. Like,
so you have implemented the FIFO design using which hardware language system?
Verilog hardware language, and verified through the Verilog as well as system Verilog.
So have you designed the test bench of FIFO?
Yeah.
Okay. And any other project in Verilog?
Verilog, I have completed like projects like sequence detector is there, and some vending machine projects also there. It's kind of a pattern related to the sequence detector also. And the UART projects I have done, and the APB protocol, which also related to the state machine.
Okay. Now my next question to you is that you mentioned that you have used the CDC concepts in FIFO design. That is
I actually mentioned that the use of FIFO in industry, like I was studied, is like that only I mentioned.
Okay, so in FIFO design, basically use the Verilog language and design the test benches, right?
Yeah, right.
So I mean, whatever the test bench that you design, does it work properly or not?
Actually, my test bench, I got the for the synchronous FIFO. Okay, it worked properly. For the asynchronous FIFO with the two different clock domains, it's working. For write and read, it would not work properly because the asynchronous FIFO code I wrote from somewhere for the design. Okay, I write the code with some reference. Okay,
I got your point. So like suppose if I have to transmit some data or store some data, definitely there have been the two clock cycle, reading cycle as well as clock as well as written cycle. So how you manage that part? Means if I write some data to the FIFO, and at the same time if I want to get data from the FIFO, So how should you manage that part?
Because in a normal, if we have one only single clock cycle, it works like we have just for a counter and a right pointer, read pointer. If the right pointer is equal to read pointer, the count value is to be 0. We can just say that the FIFO is empty, and the count value is maximum. We can say that just the FIFO is full. Likewise, in synchronous FIFO, we can tell. And asynchronous FIFO with two clock cycle, what I done is I took the right pointer with respect to the read clock and a read pointer with respect to the right clock. Okay, in every read clock, the right pointer with respect to the read clock will be sync with the likewise I done.
You mentioned that you have also work in synchronous FIFO as well as asynchronous FIFO, right?
Asynchronous FIFO, yeah.
So what is the fundamental difference between both these terms?
Both these terms are mainly if asynchronous FIFO I work with not respect to the single clock. It has two clock frequency for writing and reading. Synchronous FIFO is writing and reading both are done with the single clock cycle.
But okay, so how it possible that if I'm using the asynchronous FIFO design and if we don't use clock cycles, then how you store the data? Like suppose if some IP block needs to write data to the FIFO, at the same time another IP block wants to read the data from FIFO. So how that should be managed without having a clock? There should be some system that can manage that part.
I didn't get your question. Like
I just want to know that you mentioned that you have designed the asynchronous FIFO design. Like so, FIFO basically
like in industrial design, we want some other like other perspective things we want to make ensure that like the to double flop synchronizer and one the gray binary to gray converter. Like so many things are there. So I don't go with that.
My question is very straightforward that if I say that I have designed a synchronous FIFO as well as asynchronous FIFO, so definitely there should be some difference. If you mention that difference in context of clock signal, so in case of asynchronous FIFO, how the reading and writing data should be managed without having clock signal? Because in every design that is design, if I say design, it means that it must be sequential nature. So how you manage the reading cycle as well as writing cycle without the clock? That is my question.
Manage without the clock.
You are right that in asynchronous there will be no role of clock signals. We don't use clock signals. That is fine. But how you manage the reading the data and writing the data? Because suppose there has been a two device, okay, and there's a FIFO inserted between both the device. If suppose there has been a data, it read from the one device, okay, it get at the same time second device wants to get data from FIFO. So how that reading and writing will be managed?
That kind of I okay. Actually at the same time I think in my code it's not mentioned at the same time. Okay. Only one time, only one activity is done. Yeah, I got your question.
Okay. And your next project, you mentioned that you have done work in UART, like?
Yeah.
UART. So basically, what UART is and how it works in SoC design?
Like UART is a asynchronous protocol. It's not depend on any clock cycle. It's completely depend on a baud rate, which means the number of bits per second. Okay, if the baud rate of a sender and a receiver both are same, then according to that baud rate, we are sending one data to the with the parallelly sequentially we are sending those data and receiver getting that data like master and slave receiver getting that data with the same baud rate. Okay, in my project what I done is we have different kind of already mentioned like the universal baud rates are there. Okay, I mentioned all the baud rates and I generated create the baud rate and generate a clock as per that baud rate. One clock generator is there. It generate as per the baud rate mentioned and it will give to the transmitter and receiver. Likewise, I work and verified the sending data is exactly matched with the receiving side, like I verified.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned that, I mean, you design UART and just use.
No. Actually, I am not go much deep into the design part.
No, I'm just asking a very simple, basic question in a very straightforward manner. That if you design the UART, so what is the role of BRG? What is the role of board rate generator that you mentioned? How it works in the UART design?
Baud rate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, baud rate. According to what the baud rate we are giving, okay, we can standard baud rates are there.
No, I'm asking what is the role of board rate generator in the UART design?
Role of baud rate.
If we can't use baud rate, does it helps to transmission of data or not?
Generate baud rate. We can explicitly mention the baud rate, as well as we can be, if the test bench side, we can create the by using randomization.
Okay, leave it. First of all, just let me know what is the full form of Vivo. What is the form of UART?
UART, universal asynchronous receiver transmitter.
And does there any role of clock signal in the UART design?
A clock is just we are using for the data, that's for the sampling with respect to that purpose we are using the clock.
No. Sorry to interrupt you, but when I say clock signal means that, I mean, if I design any IP block without having any clock signal, it means that there should be some subsystem that can manage that part. You mentioned that we can't use the clock signals and we sending the data. So I am so curious that, I mean, how transmission will possible without having a clock signals, because you already designed the FIFO design where you store the data, where you read.
Yeah, I just mentioned
the data and there are data from the FIFO.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's my mistake. Okay, I mentioned that without clock means in other kind of protocols it work according to synchronization with this clock. Okay, in here we have worked with the baud rate and the data transmission. We are done with the we are sampling and the.
No, see, the sampling is different things. I'm just asking. I mean, if I am saying that I have designed a IP block that does not uses a clock signals. Okay, so how you design that part without having clock signals? And the thing is that if you mention that you are using a baud rate generator, so how baud rate generator working in the design?
Baud rate, not baud rate generator. According to our baud rate, we are generating the clock. Likewise,
I think if you have designed the UART and if you are capable to generate a netlist, you might find there is a block of baud rate generator. Baud rate generator is a separate IP block along with the UART design. In UART design, you have designed the 3 module.
Yeah.
Right. First is transmitter module, second is receiver module, and third is baud rate generator modules.
No, clock generator module. It generates the clock.
Without okay. You mentioned that it generates clock frequency. So I mean, I am so curious that without having a clock source, how you can generate a clock signals? You mentioned that it is a asynchronous.
Yeah, it's we are giving the clock of one frequency. Okay, frequency with baud. The clock generator having the 2 frequency. That
no, I think you don't get my question. I am just asking that if you are not using a clock signals in the design, then how you generate a clock signals of 1 megahertz? Does it possible that if I'm not inserting any clock source and we are expecting some kind of clock signal at input and at output end, does it possible?
No, it's not.
No. So that's what the role of BRG, that is baud rate generator. I think you might miss that part. So so in which language you design that? You are design Verilog or?
Yeah, Verilog. Other language for design, I don't know.
So in Verilog, I mean, how many modules you have written?
Yeah, 3 modules.
Would you like to mention them?
One is for a transmitter, a receiver, and the other for is clock generator.
One is for transmitter, one is for receiver, and one is for
the clock generator. I give the clock different to the transmitter. It's divided by 25. A receiver have the frequency of divided by 25, and the transmitter has the clock frequency. I don't know actually. Yeah, likewise I give.
I think you have missed that part. So if possible, just try to revise those things. It will brush up your skills. Okay, moving to the next part. What's your next project that you have done?
Like APB projects I done, and in APB project single master, single slave. In URT I did verification is done to the entire UVM protocol. In APB I wrote the code in Verilog and verified through the system Verilog.
Okay. So what is the difference between Verilog and system Verilog?
Verilog we are using for the RTL design. Okay. In verification, it's a kind of language like Verilog plus some enhancement is there. So through system Verilog, we can verify the design much simple compared to the Verilog.
But you mentioned that during the designing of UR design and FIFO design, you have done the whole things in Verilogs. You have designed the FIFO design in another module. At the same time, you design the test bench. So when you say that you design the test bench, it means that you verify the design by the help of test bench. So both things possible in the Verilogs.
Yeah, both things are possible.
So then why we need system Verilog? Why, if both the things can work with Verilog, what is the need of system Verilog?
But in system Verilog, I already say we have so many kind of enhancement is there compared to the Verilog. Okay. Like the OOPS concept are there. It's a major one. Okay, like so many kind of like the randomization is there. We can give stimulus like plenty. We can as much we want.
Okay. What is randomization?
Like randomization in every design, we want to give actually our purpose is want to give the stimulus to the design. Okay, by linearly giving the stimulus, actually it is possible, but it will lead to too much complication. So we are going for the randomization as per our need. It will randomize the data and giving to the DUT without linearly we are giving. So randomization is we are using.
No. Somewhere it is right, but it's not perfectly fine. Okay, and you mentioned that it is actually based on OOPS concept. So what is OOPS?
OOPS is an object-oriented programming. Okay, and OOP concept everything we are writing with only a definition until we are assigned to a memory to it. So it will help to minimize the memory concept. If you are writing everything in the module, it will automatically generate some memory for it. By concepting the class and class concept in OOPS, it's only kind of a definition until we are assigned to memory to it. Like we are creating.
So what is class and what is object?
Class object means it's an instance of that class. Object is assigning a memory for that class until we are assigning it will only be a definition. If the definition want a memory, we are creating those objects.
So I mean if there is a class, okay, so why we need object?
Class, I already said the class is only kind of a definition. It's kind of a blueprint. If like you want to
see wait. When you use the system Verilogs, you use the method of class. You define a class 1, class 2, class 3, and class 4 many on. Okay. At the same time, you call the class by having a different name.
Yeah.
My question is that if there is a class, so why we need object? What is the basic thin line difference between class and object?
Class and object, we are using those name for creating for calling those classes and like handle. Okay, leave it.
Your next work is you have done in APB protocol, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So would you like to give us some highlight on your project?
Like it's it's under the AMBA protocol, I think. Yeah. APB is Advanced Peripheral Bus, and this protocol we are using for the communication between the high-speed on-chip processor to the low-speed peripherals devices, and it will work according to the 3 states like the FSM. It's a state of ideal and setup state and an access state, and we have some kind of signals are there. According to those signals, it will work, and during the access state, we want to make ensure that some of the signals might not get be changed. If anything we are done with the with any difference with the from the definition, it will leads to the protocol violation.
Okay, so I mean, in which phase there will be a transmission? You mentioned that there is an idle phase, there is a setup phase. So in which phase there will be a transmission?
Access phase.
Access phase. And what happened in setup phase?
Setup phase, it will ready in setup phase. In the next cycle, it will go to the access phase and make ensure that all the signals are there. In setup state, we are only selecting the slave, which slave we want to communicate. That is done only the setup phase.
So in APB protocol, how many masters are there? How many slaves are there?
It's slaves are many, one too many slaves.
One too many.
We have the master, because we have the signals of slave selected. There is no other signal. I see. Please select slave. I done with the single master and single slave.
Single master and single slave.
Yeah.
I don't believe. I mean, I think APB must be contain so many. You mentioned that you have designed the APB protocol with
like APB protocol. I am not go for that. I done the project likewise. I wrote the RTL code for the master and like a test bench. It will act as like a slave, and I take one data from according to the APB protocol. I take one data from the slave side and wrote and put some 1 plus, add 1 plus, and again write into the same address to the like a design. Likewise, I am done.
You mentioned that you mentioned that you transmit the data by the APB protocol. It works for a high speed memory. So same thing will be in the case of UART design. UART design also works for the similar fashion. So why we go for APB instead of having we already have a UART protocol?
Yeah, like APB is, I think, on-chip protocol. It has some on-chip protocol. UART is...
What exactly means on-chip protocol?
On-chip protocol means the communication between the components that happens inside the chip. We are done with the APB protocol. And UART is completely not parallel. It's a serial protocol. Okay.
It's a serial protocol.
We are transmitting bit by bit. It's done.
But you take the data from the source in a serial fashion.
In APB protocol.
No, I'm asking that, and you mentioned that you are designing a serial protocol. So you take the data from the source serial form or parallel form?
Like that the data, I am not taking the data from anywhere. Okay, I like the length of the data. I differently it's as a length of data. Okay.
Suppose. Okay. And apart from APB, what you have designed any other projects?
No, any other protocol project.
Okay. Coming back, I mean, moving to the next part, I would like to ask a very few questions in Verilogs. So what is, I mean, what you have studied in Verilog?
What do you have? I don't clear the question.
What you have studied? What you have studied in Verilogs?
Studied in Verilog. Verilog means I have studied all the like what we want to how can I say, the data types I studied and all the things that we want to done for a basic projects.
Okay. So just tell me the answer of the question. What is raise type of data?
Reg type of data. Okay.
Hmm.
The data type of reg is reg and wire. The reg is hold the value. Okay, it will hold the value, and the hold is done by some register or other kind of things. It will hold the value. Reg data type. Wire is not for holding. It's for just for driving the value. If you want to hold the value, we want to declare it as reg. And in procedure book, everything that we are writing in left hand side should be of reg type. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you
By
mentioned
default,
that. Okay. So in Verilog, when we write any design through the behavior modeling, we always mention that output should be raise type. But in case of input, we don't mention input raise. Why?
Yeah. Because in output we want to store the output. Input, it's not. If we are giving those input, we cannot mention it as threads. Okay, because we are not storing anything. We are continuously giving. Okay, it's likewise we are not
Mention that
mentioning.
raise is used to store the data. So input should be also stored, no? If we can't store the input, definitely there will be some error in the output. Okay. My next question to you is that what is the difference between blocking statement and non-blocking statement?
Blocking statement is like the symbol of equal to, single equal to. It will execute one after. If you are in the initial begin block, it will execute one after another, one statement and the next statement. It will execute in a sequential order. And the non-blocking assignment were executed in the parallel order that we are.
So in both, in both scenario, in which suppose if I want to swap the two value, if I want to extend the two value, let's say I have a two variable A or B, okay, and A contains 5, B contains 6, and if I want to exchange the value of A and B, so which case I have to go blocking statement or non-blocking statement?
Which want is to more, swipe? So swipe is non-blocking, exactly non-blocking.
Why can't we means swiping is only possible in non-blocking?
In blocking also it's possible using the temp variable. It will be, I think it will be possible. Otherwise,
if possible, will you write the if possible from your side, will you show the code?
Yeah.
Show me the code.
Can I share the screen?
Yeah, go ahead. No issue.
Yeah. Can you able to see my screen?
Yeah, it's opening.
Yeah. Okay. So just a minute. Okay. A is equal to 6 and what's a B is equal to 5. So if you want to swipe the data, so we want to swipe the data, we can do with the A is equal to B and B is equal to A. Likewise, we can do it in the non-blocking. If you want with the blocking, then it will be A is equal to store to some temp. Okay, I want to declare the term, that the other thing. Then A is equal to store some sum. Then B is equal to put it into A. Then what we are, A is equal to B is equal to A. is equal to temp, A is equal to B, then B is equal to temp. Yeah, likewise we can do it in the non-working.
First of all, in the test bench, you mention A and B. First of all, you have to mention the data type of what is the.
Yeah, that's other thing. Yeah, I just forced a snippet of the code only.
And second thing is that in case of blocking, you mention the wrong code. You mentioned that A equal to temp B. What is the value of temp B? What is the value of temp? Have you declared that?
No. If you want the proper code, I will write. I just I already mentioned the snippet. Okay. If you want to declare the end of a temp or yeah, that's something.
But you are transferring the value of temp to A, right? You mentioned that A equal to temp, right?
No. Temp is equal to A. So. Temp
make it correct.
Is equal to A. Okay.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Temp is equal to A. No. B is equal to A. Then B is equal to temp. Yeah, then I'm correct.
What? You mentioned that temp equal to A and B equal to A.
Just a minute. Temp is equal to A is equal to temp. Then A is equal to B. Now the value of A is going to the B is going to the A and B is now correct.
Okay, Shiju, it's nice talking to you, and I have reviewed your things, and you have tried very well. And there's some portion you have to revise the things, especially in Verilog, system Verilogs, and the project that you mentioned. You should be a very clear knowledge that what I have designed and how it works, and what is the sub IP block that you like bordered gender, how it works in the design. So whatever be the project that you mentioned in resume, it must be fully concepted by you. If you are copying some code from somewhere else, it should not going to help you anymore. So my suggestion to you, revise those things, try to possible at least implement the things in the simulator and try to understand as much as possible, because every question must be from your resume part. That's the project that you mentioned in your resume. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.